today, and I think that's all the more reason that we need to be the bright spot in our own days. And to that end, I am wearing this very bright magenta Kate Spade dress. And you know, I absolutely love Kate Spade, not only because she's super bouge, but she's also ultra femme with her iconic oversized bows. And what's more heady than the combination of being both girly and bougie? That was a rhetorical question. The answer is nothing. Anyway, in light of Memorial Day weekend, I thought we'd do some beach talk. So of course we're gonna do all of our usuals today. We're gonna mix up a cocktail, we're gonna announce a new fun giveaway, but in the interest of not getting too far ahead of myself, much the way I did last week, I would like to announce the winner of last week's Friday giveaway, which was a brand new Tory Burch Embrace Ambition Foundation key fob. So the winner of last week's giveaway is Danielle Ralston. Congratulations, Danielle. I will be in touch momentarily about getting that out to you. Okay, so Memorial Day weekend. I think for most of us, when we think about Memorial Day weekend, at least those of us on this side of the pond, we think about red, white, and blue, but I was feeling super girly today, so I thought I'd play with color a little bit. So I did some thinking about it and I thought, okay, red plus blue equals purple, which informed the choice of dress for today. And red plus white equals pink, which informed the choice of lipstick and our cocktail today, which is going to be a rose champagne. Now I want to distinguish that from rosé wine and pink champagne, which are wine and champagne respectively that are pink in color. This is going to be an actual rose flavored champagne and it's delicious. So let's get started. Now, as always, I've got my champagne and we're going to start there. And then I'm going to add about a tablespoon or so, or teaspoon rather, of rose water. Now you're probably saying, well, I don't have rose water on hand. Okay, this is something you need to prepare for. And then you might be asking, well, is it really worth the investment for 1 teaspoon for 1 cocktail? I'm gonna say yes, because even though most people have sort of a dichotomous opinion on floral flavored things, they either love it or hate it, I have a feeling you're gonna like it. And once you get started, you're gonna wanna serve these to your friends. Rose water can also be used in lots of other stuff. You can use them for French macarons, for chocolate, for ice cream, for cake. Are you guys sensing a sweet theme here? You should be. Okay, so we're gonna start with the rose water, which unfortunately mine is not pink in color, so we're gonna have to use our imaginations. But I have my teaspoon here. And it's not a perfect science, you know, we just add it to taste, and I want to punch it up a notch, so I'm also going to add my rose cube from Tea Espresso. Can you tell I really stand by them? They're wonderful. Okay, we'll give it a little top off. Oh, and look at that, the Tea Espresso cube even releases some rose petals in here. And let's have a sip. Okay, this may be my new favorite drink. Sorry, Kira, you may have to step aside. Okay, so starting with beach talk. For most of us, this is the time of season we all make our annual Mecca or pilgrimage to our beach clubs or to the country club pool, or at the very least, a small rental down the shore for a weekend, for Memorial Day weekend, just to kind of kick off the summer season. Now, unfortunately, the reality is that's not happening. So I would like to suggest an alternative, which is going to involve a little bit of a show and tell. I'm going to talk to you today about beach memory cubes. So I'm going to take you on a little tour of some of my vacations, and then I'm going to talk you through how to do these. So let me put my drink down. So Alexis used to be a major jet setter once upon a time. Now, I'm a scientist, so I'm going to operationalize this for you. For me, I would take about 5 trips a year, and a trip is only considered a trip if there's a flight involved. So no airplane, no trip. So this doesn't count, you know, weekends or weeks at the beach. So 5 flights a year, and at least 1 or 2 had to be to some tropical, far-flung, exotic place because, you know, the sun, the sand, and a drink in my hand. Okay, so I started making these memory cubes, which entailed collecting a generous amount of sand from whatever destination I would go to. I'd take a little plastic baggie and fill it up. And then also some shells or some stones that I found by the water's edge over the course of my vacation. You can also fill with other things. And then of course I would come back home, go to Target, go to Walmart, Christmas tree shop, wherever, and get one of these glass cubes. And as you can see, I fill with sand and with shells, and I'm going to suggest some other stuff that you can put in there to fill it out a little bit. So one of the things that I like to do when I go on vacation is just to get a couple of those braids with the beads on the end. Not a ton, not like a full head. Hear me out. You know, I still have to go to work and be a professional. So maybe just a few on the underside of my hair, you know, enough to kind of say like business up front, but party in the back. Yeah, I just got back from somewhere exotic and tropical and wonderful. Another thing I love to do, I think this is a great hack, is to put some of the monetary currency of whatever country you visited in here. Not only does that give the vibe of hidden treasure, but it's also a great way to remember which cube is which and where you visited. So this tells me that this was my Aruba cube. Huh, get it? Aruba cube, a Rubik's cube? Okay, enough with the puns, Alexis. All right, this lovely lady here is Curacao, and I loved this trip because I took it all by myself, and I got this great deal through JetBlue where it was flight and 5-star hotel. And in case you guys are wondering what a 5-star hotel looks like, there was an espresso machine in my personal suite. I mean, does it get better than that? Again, currency, sand, shells. You know, another reason I love this trip was because it's one of the most paradisiacal places I've ever visited. For any doubters out there, feel free to check out my Facebook page. My cover photo is a pano that I took of the resort, and it starts with the azure blue of the ocean and gradates to the sea foam of the saltwater infinity pool, and it ends in the powdery white beach. So absolutely gorgeous, and I look at it all the time and it makes me so happy. Okay, finally, now this is by no means exhaustive of my collection, but I just want to show you a few today. This one is Grand Cayman, and I took this trip a little bit later in that same year that I went to Curacao. But with a boyfriend. We went to the Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman, and I mention that because B&B is going to do an entire segment devoted to the Ritz-Carlton because, oh, it merits it. Anyway, no currency in this one, but I recall that this was my Grand Cayman one because there's this really neat zebra shell in here. See, black and white like a zebra stripe, which my then boyfriend found, but very generously let me have for my memory cube. He's got one of his own too. So, okay, you're probably saying by now, well, Alexis, thanks. This does me a whole lot of good. You know, no flights going out anywhere. Like how does this help me? Okay, here we go. So most of the beaches are open to a lesser extent, if not a greater one. So obviously we're not going to be staying down there for the weekend. Obviously there are contraindications about going in the ocean, but look, a trip to your local beach, maybe 45 minutes to an hour away, I promise you, just go and spend a few minutes on the sand. Feel that sand beneath your feet, enjoy the lapping of the waves, and collect yourself some sand, some shells. I assure you, you will not regret this. Not only will you have those moments of beach therapy, but you'll have an activity to do once you come home. And I'm telling you, just the nearness of these cubes really does help with maintaining the therapeutic effect. You can look at them, you know, put your hands in it, you know, even years later, sand still feels like sand. It's still wonderful. So again, I'm going to make a strong plug for that. Okay, so when I think about the beach, I also think about all the fun little souvenirs we bring back. And I happen to think that one of the best souvenirs we bring back is our tan. Once again, this sort of hangs in the balance, a little bit precarious depending upon the extent to which we're going to be able to make it out to the beach this summer. So that inspired my giveaway for this week, which is amazing, super exciting. I cannot wait to tell you guys about it. It's called Tan Towel, and it's a small business, and I think it's really important for us to be supporting these businesses right now because a lot of them are struggling. Now, if Tan Towel could be anthropomorphized and be a person, It would be a she. She would be a woman because this towel is the ultimate in multitasker. It cleans, it moisturizes, it exfoliates, and wait for it, it tans. So within 2 to 4 hours of using it, you're going to have a tan that lasts for about 5 to 7 days. And that's without any harmful exposure to UV rays that you might get from like the sun or a tanning booth. So the caveat here is I have not yet tried it. And the reason I have not yet tried it is because I just learned about it. So it's on its way being sent to me, but I thought that I would also share with a lucky friend of Boozy and Bougie. So I ordered 2 boxes of it. So you guys know the drill, hashtag Friday giveaway on this post, and I will announce the winner at next week's Boozy and Bougie. So I wish you all a safe, happy, and wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Shine on, you crazy diamonds, and cheers.